right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Poor Timing Podcast. What's going on, everybody? This is the show broadcasted from the slums of Mastic Beach.
Can you lift it, please?
The one stipulation that you gave me when you gave me this was that you never have to see it again, and I thought it fitting.
That's so good.
Yo,
I'm
Nick,
like fucking
for
blown
Nick,
away.
cheers.
Listening, it's Frank and his prom date on a
Yeah,
mug.
cheers, everybody. I'm sitting here with my boy Nick, my boy K-Mac,
Here.
my boy Frankie over there.
Before we Holmes wants me to say before we get started that he's got a new place over there. So just say what you want to say so we can get out of the way, please.
This is going to be the first episode, hopefully, as long as the post goes good, that I will be on the podcast. Visually.
All right, let's move on from that, please.
Okay.
And
we're
before
done.
we introduce our guest, because I want this to last the whole show, one of the last episodes you may or may not have saw, Kevin tried to convince us there was a movie called Jason in Space. I told him that movie didn't exist, and he insisted that it was fucking real.
I can't question anything in my life.
No, that
Jesus
moment almost
Christ,
ended
dude.
the show.
So, as a punishment for the entire episode, Kevin will wear this.
Okay. I kind of like
Were you thinking of
I don't think this is a punishment.
I mean, that's pretty sick. You could probably wear it on your head.
I think it. No, I
guys
want
gotta
him to
wear it
wear
on
it on
his
his face, so that way he has a really hard time seeing and communicating with our guest.
there was a
I have to
leprechaun in
change up the
space?
buttons.
That was the
right.
that's what you remember.
Yeah, we clarified that.
So
Yeah.
now that that's happening, while it's happening, we have our good friend Shu on the show. Shu,
What's going on?
Yo, what's up?
What's
going
up,
on,
Shu?
Bob?
Happy to be here, man.
Shu is starting to really make a very small name for himself in the beginning, but will get larger in the video game world.
Yeah.
And we really want to know about it so we can start playing your shit.
Sure.
Hell yeah.
Dive into it. So I've been getting into indie game development, man.
Tell me about the Little Heart game.
The Little Heart game, Fewar DVD.
You are.
The little heart game.
FEWAR.
I
DVD.
played the game. I thought it was wildly
Did you play it?
entertaining. At your house. What
Oh,
the fuck
yeah,
are you
yeah,
talking
that's
about?
right, that's right.
Yeah, I thought it was really, really cool. And above really, really cool, I remember commenting to you that the fucking music was the sickest shit ever.
Yeah, that's another guy. His stuff's online is Lumoth. He puts out really cool stuff.
What's his name?
Lumoth? LEWMOTH.
Okay.
What are you getting at?
Oh, he has moth in his name.
Some sort of...
But
Look at this.
Let's go.
Make sure you're really talking to the mic with that.
Hey. Okay, it works.
Yeah, cool.
It
And
sounds,
Nick, I
sounds
haven't
better.
played it. I think my high score right now is 38K.
hell yeah.
Nice.
So I've made
That's
it to
tricky.
the end, but
Well, first of all, why don't you tell us about your game?
Yeah,
Nobody
what
knows
about
what
the-
the hell
So
the game is.
I don't want to call this my game. I kind of
Okay,
was.
He
well,
helped,
you know,
he
yeah,
helped
you helped
make
with
it.
it.
I did about
Nobody's claiming that
a
it's strict.
small percentage of the code
Yeah.
on this. I did visual effects, so all
Cool.
the crazy, warping effects and
Yeah, yeah.
and explosions and just neat looking stuff. I kind of
Nice.
coded visually, but the
Well,
game
that-
design is by a dude named Logan from
But
Arizona.
is that not the way
Shout
it
out
goes,
Logan.
though? Is it not always a team effort?
It can go either way. I mean, with indie games, they can be really small projects that you just undertake yourself.
What do you have on the horizon?
A ton of. I'm just throwing ideas against the wall to see what sticks. I have this problem where I code things and then I get sick of them and I make something else.
Yeah,
But
well, the game that you sort of gave up on, I thought was super awesome. I'd love for you to get
yeah,
back into it
please
a little
push
bit.
that game out.
What's the one with the ninja?
That's what we're talking about.
Okay,
Yeah.
Nick let me play that at his house. I thought it was a sick
That
game.
game's awesome.
That was the first one I got into.
That was a sick game.
It's on the horizon. Follow the Twitter.
Could you envision yourself making a game that stars this character right here?
Dingo or Jason?
Both.
Dingo Jason.
Dingo and Jason. Yeah.
Jingo Unchained.
It's about,
How would a game like that play?
it would be
Just like
Dingo.
the SNES Friday the 13th game.
Yeah, but it would be Dingo coming home from work and there's a little bit of traffic and he gets so enraged that he comes home and he kills his family.
And
That would be
becomes
me.
Jingo. So you've got some stuff on the horizon, like you said. When do you branch out of indie stuff? Do you ever consider this as a full-time career? Could that happen for you?
No, not until I retire from my
Okay,
day job.
got ya.
Man. But to me, it's just like a hobby.
That's pretty cool.
Where
That's a
can
pretty
you
cool hobby.
download this game?
Steam.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Steam.
So it's not on like the Apple Store or nothing yet.
Don't think it'll work on Apple. I don't
Okay.
know.
Well, John, maybe you could make yourself useful and put some links and stuff in some places so
Sure.
these people can
Yeah,
find
do something.
Philia.
his
Yeah.
game.
Use that college education you
Yeah,
keep fucking
that you're
bragging
so
about.
proud of.
From a defunct college. Anyway, so you guys, in any of the things you made, you never made a hard push to be in the Nintendo Switch store, which has so many indie games.
Some of the things we're working on now will probably
That will
get
be
pushed, you know.
super cool.
It's a matter of how much time you want to put into a project to make that happen. I don't feel like anything we've made so far was
Got you.
worth that trouble. You know, I've just kind of been, like I said, throwing things against the wall. But in the future,
It's probably way more a pain in the ass to get on the Switch store.
it's not too
And,
bad.
like,
It's just
Steam.
got to be good enough to justify doing it. You
Yeah.
know?
Well, I think we're ready to get into the show. Nick, are you ready to get into the show?
Talk about some things and some stuff.
All right, who's going first
first?
here? Jason? Jingo?
Okay. I could go first, and my name is K-Mac, and this is The Hunt 2.
I like
So
it.
yeah, that was super delayed. But The Hunt 2
worked.
was well, if you're following the show, the first episode we were talking about Jackass. We're kind of super fans, or was when we were teenagers. But some weirdo online put out this challenge. It was a list of tasks you had to do when you're awarded points. And the tasks would go from anything from like eating bugs to tug of war with fish hooks, stuff like that. So we assembled a team to do a bunch of the stunts to follow our influences like Johnny Knoxville and shit like that. And we were like children at the time, so I don't know how legal any of
It
this
was not legal.
Absolutely not. You saw dicks, tits,
Oh, for sure.
everything on this website.
Did you
And,
expose your young penis?
I didn't. No.
No,
I've
our
seen
team.
penises
Yeah. Oh,
on
yeah.
there.
To be clear, me and Kev were
Yeah.
on a team together. We were called the Flying Dutchman.
Yes.
It's fucking awful.
And we were literally children. It was a SpongeBob reference.
Yeah.
We were hurting ourselves and doing horrific acts.
The craziest part is we were like, oh man, I had to been in 8th grade. So
Yeah,
we have a bunch of 8th graders versing people
How-
all over the United
How
States.
big was your team?
4 people.
Who were the other two members, if you don't mind
This
saying?
kid Rob and this kid Ricky.
Okay, got you.
Youngins.
Who
And
was the most ballsy?
we kind of picked a lane.
Yeah, we
so
each had
I was pain lane. So
So you did specific tasks.
Right.
Certain-
Well,
So-
we were all kind of willing to do certain things and not willing to do other things.
Who was
That's
who
for
was
sure.
down the shame lane? Who was okay with
It was
being
all
shamed?
shameful.
It was all shameful,
It was
dude.
all so shameful.
It was bad.
It was all bad.
I want to bring up the weird thing about this was a website, but it was like 90% mastic teams.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
There was
that's
a lot of
why.
mastic. It spoke to mastic for some reason, but there was people all around the world doing it. For sure.
Did MySpace or something advertise this? How did it get?
I don't
so
know.
this was weird dark web shit.
Yeah, it
it
was some
was
dark web
real
thing,
weird.
and I think
Yeah.
it got like word of mouth around the area.
Yeah.
I never participated, but I had obviously not only heard about it, but seen people doing stupid shit.
And disgusting thing. That was
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
rough.
So since we were so young, we could only really pick and choose which items we could do. So we would pick something that's doable and then take it to the next level to get awarded bonus points. And we were top 3 majority of the time
Yeah.
until we gave
were
up
a
on
sick
things
team.
getting
What was
out
the
of hand.
prize?
Wasn't it like
That's
condoms
a great
or something?
question. We never knew what the fucking prize
The
was.
hunt one supposedly was a suitcase full of condoms. Like,
Yeah,
who gives a fuck?
Yeah, it was all about the glory.
So we participated in the hunt
It
too,
was all
thinking
about
we're
seeing
gonna
our
get
name
condoms.
in lights, baby.
Yeah.
That's what it was
All
about.
right, tell me what the worst shit you guys did was.
I mean,
Oh God, there's definitely some stuff we're not gonna talk about, but we'll talk about some of it. I mean, we did a thing in our backyard, in my mother's backyard when nobody was home, where me and Kevin stood on other sides.
hold on.
Okay, I
One thing
won't
to
rush.
add to it. The task was give someone a headbutt. That's
Okay,
the
sorry.
task.
Yeah.
And
So,
you could-
so
yeah.
like he said, we were trying to take it to the next level. So me and Kevin literally stood on opposite sides of my mother's backyard and ran head first at each other like
Well,
fucking
that was
idiot
fucking
rams.
stupid.
Yeah.
We could have probably killed each other or seriously
yeah.
injured each
Holmes
other.
put my brother in the hospital.
recently.
It was no, it
I don't remember this. What did I do?
was Hunt 3. Remember rugby tackle? It had to just be a rugby tackle.
And he asked me to do it?
Yeah.
So I wasn't like really...
Dude, your fucking memories.
even
It was
fucked,
outside
bro.
the library.
Okay.
And you had hit him. And then he called me, I want to say an hour later, no idea where he was.
Oh,
So hold on before we go
Right
on.
on
Before we
par
go
for
on,
this
so
guy.
he doesn't remember the Twinkie story or this.
I vaguely remember this story, but it wasn't my idea.
No, it
What
wasn't
does
your
that have to
idea.
do with anything? You were there and did it.
That's why I
yeah.
deleted the video so you couldn't get sued.
Holmes hurts people,
Right.
but we have that on record.
Did you now because you were around? Obviously, a lot of people. Did you ever participate in the hunt?
I was like a contract for hire because I know for a while. Whenever like Roberto's team needed somebody, you know.
I was gonna say I
buddy.
watched that person Roberto drink a cup of piss so large
Oh God,
in his basement.
definitely bleep
So
out his
fucking-
name.
Yeah, I
please.
guess so. This person drank a fucking full cup of piss like it was nothing, and you could smell the piss very
Oh,
strongly.
yeah, that was a
We
challenge.
were in a basement. I mean,
Aren't you guys
no.
surprised that I never was part of the hunt?
yeah.
It's pretty surprising.
I just heard a story about you being part of the hunt.
But I was
There's no evidence of you
it's
being part of
obviously
it.
very
There's no evidence
possible.
of any of us being part of the
Yeah,
hunt.
right.
Thank
It's
God.
obviously very possible that you were heavily involved in the hunt and can't remember it because you don't remember shit.
true.
You may have won. You have the suitcase of condoms.
Yeah.
I don't use condoms.
So over time, it escalated, but I would say we were involved during this one super disgusting challenge. And when I think about it, I still get nauseous and I'll share it. But one of the challenges was to wrap your head in saran wrap and throw up.
No,
And
I'm not
we
going
were-
to do that.
Our friend Rick wrapped his head in saran wrap and fished his fingers underneath and gagged himself till he threw up.
Until he's vomiting into this saran wrap, basically.
And it would just goes
Another
straight up
thing,
into your
another
face.
thing that could have killed a child.
Yes, absolutely.
On our
dude.
fucking.
Well, I've got to say that's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever
Oh
heard.
my God, we did a lot
Ever.
of terrible things, dude. We did.
But there's
terrible
nothing
things.
worse than that, though. That's the stupidest thing.
I don't know,
Other
man.
than eat a handful of your own shit, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
So
We
we
would hurt each other a lot, though, too. Like
Yeah.
we did painful things
I
as well.
bashed soda cans until they
I'd rather
crushed.
break both my legs than throw up in my own mouth.
One of yeah, it was terrible. But one of my favorite ones, just because of the like the way it looked and everything, was the fish hook tug of war.
Yeah.
and that was pretty brutal.
Yeah, I did that one.
You did that, yeah. It was pretty brutal. You would literally put a fish hook into one of your body parts, and then another person would put a fish hook into their body part. You played tug of war.
What was the body part? Tell me, was your dick hole?
Forearm. Not
They did
dick.
arm,
I
yeah.
couldn't.
It was
But-
too that was way
Yeah.
too brutal to for them to try to go over the top with. But we wanted the point,
Right.
so they did it.
To tell you how far people took it, there were some body modifiers in like Middle America who did it with meat hooks.
No.
Through like they
yes.
pinched their back meat and shoved the hook
Pass.
through.
Was there even points per video or
No,
different
yeah.
ones were worth different?
Different was different.
Okay.
And also,
And-
you could
yeah.
get bonus points for doing something more.
Yeah.
I want to know
Take
who
it
the
to
judge
next
was.
level.
Me too. He's
Everybody
watching
knew.
all of this?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just
What a-
beating off to kids, fucking doing fucking terrible things.
Sounds like
whoever
you
that
got
guy
to see
was.
a lot of
Yeah,
dicks.
fuck whoever that guy is.
Yeah,
Terrible.
for real.
So
And
bad.
So we stopped doing like smarter children, but one member of our team continued, and you know it got into like jump the bar and drink out of the tap, stuff like that. And then he did go to church and receive communion with a Satan mask on.
So kind of like the mask you're wearing.
Yeah, but it actually looked
remember
like the
that.
devil. I remember watching the video vividly.
and being like, wow.
And
I
They
remember that
probably
too.
wanted to help him, so help
No,
him
but
achieve
I
salvation.
remember, this wasn't. I'm sorry. I grew up Catholic, so I don't know how every other religion works. But this was just during like service, I would call it, like the
Sunday
priest was
mass.
yeah, like the guy was just talking, and he just came in like dressed as a devil, just like shouting things.
It'd be so much better if he did it at a wedding reception. That would have been.
And
That'd
he
be
was
good.
able to receive.
He
I don't remember.
He stood in line and received communion. Yes.
Wow.
It was
Pretty
crazy.
rough.
But
Wild
that'll
shit.
wrap up the hunt for me.
Those kids will never forget that day at Sunday school. I'll
Oh,
tell you that
no
much.
I remember seeing like a big. I remember when we started. One of the first ones was shinning, is what they called it, and that was just beating the fuck out of your shins.
Nope.
And we did some pretty good stuff. I forget but I remember seeing guys on ladders hitting each other with baseball bats.
Yes.
You remember that?
I remember seeing skateboards for that one.
Skateboard.
Yeah, like
around.
a lot of sick shit was going on. Like this was way over the top. I don't know. That's all I gotta say.
Remember
It was fucked.
Remember back when kids were fucking retarded?
Yeah, I do.
Yo,
Aren't you glad we're glued to cell phones now instead of shitting
Well,
each
that's
other?
what that's what I was just gonna say. I was just gonna say what like the image quality. What? Because I remember this was a little while ago.
Yeah.
It must have been filmed on freaking like 2 megapixel phones.
We borrowed
There wasn't
a
phones. It was
digital
digital
camera.
cameras.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right.
Before phones could even do that kind of
Yeah.
like work.
Yeah, you had to know a kid with a camcorder back
Yeah.
then.
Or
Right.
someone stole their mom's or something
yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say burgers. That's all I'm gonna say.
I get the reference.
I
You get
don't.
the reference?
missed
It's
it.
a certain person with cameras.
Burgers.
Okay.
Oh, right,
You
right.
get he always had the sickest cameras. Gotta
Fry
give
my
him
He
that.
did
burger.
for some
All right.
reason.
And that's the end of that
Perfect
segment.
timing, Frank.
Yeah, it was
Look at that
Perfect
segment, huh?
timing.
Johnny, you ready to rock? You
Yeah,
want
I'll
me
do
to
my
rock?
thing. Today, me and my boy Nick over here spent a good portion of our young life exploring conspiracies and fun stuff. I don't know. Stuff like that. But I feel like the shit that we were actually into is a little more serious. But I still wanted to talk about some maybe fun Long Island centric
Hell yeah.
conspiracies. Maybe some fucking what's the word? Some
Tall tales.
Yeah,
Tall
some
tales. Yeah, tall
folklore.
tales.
Myths.
Some myths, some
Be careful with that
Greek
mask.
Long Island mythology.
It tastes so much better.
So,
All right, so what do you want to get
so
into?
I don't
with
know. We'll just spitball some shit, but let's start at home. One of the from our hometown, a classic conspiracy is that a park just a couple miles from where all of us grew up. I forget in the 90s, right? Like 1992, there was what they claim to be a plane crash, right? Or
In the woods. In South Haven.
in South Haven Park.
Yeah, I think it was Flight 800. Is that right?
But weirdly enough, I think that they become connected a little further down the line.
rabbit hole.
Connected?
I think people think maybe like so what the people who are really into this kind of shit think is that like UFO or weird activity continues on Long Island to this day. People are really into this shit. I don't really care, but it's fun.
So the plane goes down in this unnamed park, and what's the?
We already said South Haven Park. It's fine.
my bad. and what's the conspiracy behind it?
So I think the conspiracy is that
It was cleaned up very fast and no one got to see anything.
no one got to see anything. It was also classified as like a plane crash or something like that. But there was a lot of weird things that went on around
What
it.
was it that people were reporting in the sky? They were saying there was lights streaming down. Right?
Lights streaming down.
And what does the actual report say? That it was a commercial aircraft, a private single engine aircraft?
I'm not even 100% sure what kind of aircraft they said it was, but
Got
it
it.
was obviously believed to be a UFO. People say there was a lot of government agents sniffing around shortly after, asking questions, which I guess would be kind of regular for any
On par.
situation like that. But
Was Will Smith there with Tommy Lee Jones?
we could only hope. It's 1992, so
almost at that time period.
Do you think it was the Greys?
I don't know.
Another-
We've spoken about it.
Another Grey's reference. You guys are really getting along.
See, I think the TWA thing was more of a Will Smith moment, right? Because
That's Flight 800.
that's Flight 800.
Please stop. Please don't do that. I'm really hoping you never do that again. I was really hoping that would never touch. Continue, Nick.
They said that agents were driving around telling people what they saw when the plane over Smith's Point blew up.
Yeah.
Oh, weird.
That's pretty weird.
Like, this
But
is
you,
like
you
it was-
lived
this
in the
is a
area at
similar-
the time, so did you hear that from people?
Wait, say that again, Nick?
no.
Their agents were telling you what to say?
There were people who saw the plane allegedly explode in the
Okay.
sky, right? There was some kind of stream of light leading up to it, and they were saying, well, that's because the engine did this and it exploded this way. Right?
they were trying to
But
justify
They
it.
were going
They were telling
around
you
talking
what-
to people, asking them what they saw, and then telling them what they saw.
Yeah.
And that was
Okay.
the word on the block when I
Yep.
first moved to
the
Mastic.
big conspiracy theory I know of with that was I got thrown out of Smith Point Beach for trying to skate the memorial.
It's
Well,
a
that's
skatable
just-
spot.
It's so
Yeah,
skatable.
but I mean that's disrespectful, dude.
Nobody died. It's fake. I thought that's the conspiracy.
I don't know about that. But I really don't know. I don't know. I live.
No, that was a commercial flight, right?
That was a
That was-
commercial.
Yeah,
And it was
yeah.
like it was supposly a missile.
They
That's
said there was
the
a
real-
stream of
Howard
lightning.
Explosion.
Did you hear
Yes.
that on Rogan?
No. I read that on Reddit.
Oh, okay.
That's way better.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on. That's one. What
Yeah, no,
about?
but I was just gonna say, but from what I understand, the South Haven Park UFO incident had similar circumstances where people were where like government agents were going around and doing the same exact kind of thing, asking people and then telling them what they saw, and then later articles came out explaining everything away. But still, there's a lot of people who are around in our neighborhoods who lived during those times and remember shit, and they all claim that the fences around South Haven Park all bent inward directly after the crash.
It was probably from the Grucci explosion.
I mean, but wouldn't that have to be some kind of gravitational thing?
Yes.
Or magnetic?
Magnetic,
But there's
yeah.
where would the fuck magnetic? Where's a magnetic field in South Haven Park?
Also,
Or
government
in a plane crash?
Government trucks came to
Clean it up.
salvage the wreckage.
Yeah.
Well, that was the thing. The Brookhaven Lab Fire Department responded to the.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, weird.
Yeah,
It's not
cleaned
even
it
a
up.
jurisdiction.
They're pretty close by, though.
Well, but they lend a
very
hand
close
to
by.
Yeah,
nearby
anybody-
towns all the
yes,
time, right?
yes.
But so that's what
I think I
So
have
of course that will spur.
That's what
Yeah.
kicked
Yeah.
it off.
Yeah,
I think
that
I
will
have
spur
a good
thoughts.
I think I have a good reasoning behind the fence thing. People love to make shit up.
Yeah, of course, I know. But that's why it's a theory. But it's also why it's fun. That's why
Yeah,
it's
for
a little thing from our area. I mean, I would love to think that Mastic Shirley is a hotbed for extraterrestrial life.
I
Baby.
wouldn't.
I
They're
just
coming in. They're like, yo, this is where it's at,
If you
bro.
just
can
drive
get-
down William Floyd Parkway, dude,
yeah.
it's proof enough.
You'll
Bro, you
see
can
aliens.
get gas. You
Yeah.
can get.
Well, you also have to think, look what happens to all the people that live in this town.
Yeah.
There's only one explanation.
It's the highest cancer rate
I just
in the
heard a
world.
conspiracy
That's
theory.
There's something out of the world, but Long
In the
Island,
United States.
Long Island is one of the higher cancer rates, right? And
Yes.
it's because of the tritium leak that
Yeah.
happened at the lab.
Or
right? It's
I have another theory for that too. You go.
Oh, what?
Okay, so I have.
I was just
I have
going to say
another.
extraterrestrial.
Oh, okay, Frank, you had something.
Yeah, I heard a conspiracy theory just recently that Mastic Mary's still alive.
Yeah.
I hope
in
so.
Manhattan.
Yeah, Manhattan
I
Mary.
hope so. I hope
saw the
she's doing
video?
well.
I didn't see the video, but apparently
her.
she's very.
Is she singing?
Yeah.
It's her. I don't know if she was singing, but she
Oh
was.
man, Mastic Mary.
She
for
was out there
everyone
with her radio.
Mastic
Oh,
Mary
shit.
for
Steve
everyone out
Leonard
there.
showed it to me. Shout out.
Mastic Mary is a classic street lady, just
Performer,
from our
street
town,
performer.
Street performer.
Yeah.
She was just always our whole childhood out at Kohl's singing into a fucking plastic microphone.
And she was like super talented.
Yeah, she was legit.
She
was
was
a
awesome.
If she
staple
didn't,
of our area.
if she didn't get sent to Hollywood on American Idol, she would have definitely been very famous. From
She would
American
stand
Idol.
in front of Kohl's shopping center in Mastic Shirley and sing to people as they are walking into Kohl's.
Yeah.
But beautifully.
Yeah, she was good. Yeah, she was
really
good.
Her whole thing was that she was waiting on a record deal from God.
Right. Yeah, for
That
sure.
was,
And she probably got it. That's why she's not there anymore.
Yeah, I think she did. Seems like. But to stick with the conspiracy theories thing, and specifically that Nick talked about whatever big word leak causing cancer or whatever. What if it's the nuclear whatever reactor in
It's-
Camp Hero?
Yeah.
Oh.
Which was what I want to talk about. Camp Hero is my favorite Long Island conspiracy theory. Is a naval base, and after the government bought up all the parks and land or whatever, they sealed it off with concrete, every entrance that could possibly. And the claims of Camp Hero is that a lot of experimenting on people was being done there, and a lot of weird, even like interdimensional shit was going on there, nuclear activity, and it's all kind of up in the air. Like there's a lot of of course it's all been debunked like crazy by who the fuck ever, I don't know, but it does seem very weird.
It does, and it's a place where you can only get there one way, going through New York City all the way
Yep,
to the end
there's
of
one
Long
road
Island.
to get to Camp Hero.
Yeah.
And
It makes it very convenient that Plum Island, which was an island that they already admitted to experimenting on animals, is right off the shore of
Yeah.
Plum Island.
I could go into
of,
Plum
Camp
Island.
Hero.
Though. That's a good one, honestly.
That's
if you wanna
all
talk
so
conspiracy.
good to me. It's but specifically, I think what people know because of popular TV show Stranger Things about the Montauk Project and Camp Hero is that they were experimenting on kids, homeless people, ex-military, stuff like that, and wild claims were coming out about it's probably just some like LSD shit,
Yeah.
like Charles Manson.
Put 'em on
or whatever.
LSD, throw 'em in the dark.
Who knows? I don't know the claims, but also another thing is the Montauk Project was connected to something called the Philadelphia Experiment.
Yes.
Right?
The boat.
The boat, which is pretty fun. So the idea behind the Philadelphia Experiment was that they wanted to shroud a boat, turn it invisible, essentially, right? And they basically did an experiment and they fucking lost it, right?
Oops.
Yeah. Whoops. They lost a fucking like Navy boat. Like I don't even know.
Yeah,
when
it appeared up
with
again.
people on it. Yeah.
when
and then,
stuff's invisible, it's hard to see.
no, but the weird thing is that a legend.
Wonder Woman Part 2.
Where did I leave that?
Jesus.
Allegedly, Johnny, tell them what
Okay,
happened.
allegedly, something like 40 years on the dot later, it popped up in Montauk.
Gotcha.
And there was a lot of weird
Yo,
circumstances
Holmes,
surrounding
give us some overtime
Want
here.
some overtime?
Please.
I got
Yeah,
you.
just like,
I got you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Because this is kind of interesting.
All right, keep going.
Okay, so the fucking boat popped up in Montauk. I don't know, it was like 40 years later or something
saw
like that.
it?
Something like
Being
that.
invisible.
The only thing I know about it was that the boat popped up and people were
Half in.
allegedly
Yeah.
fused in.
Yep.
Fused in. Some people said they jumped off the boat.
But where
Like,
did that come from?
There's a book. There's a book called.
How could you see? So you saw.
Or there's a series of books.
You saw what you thought was a structure with people jumping off it, but you can't see anything because it's invisible. Is that what I'm
No,
led to
so the
believe?
idea actually is that they think is what happened is that they accidentally made some kind of like wormhole in time.
travel. Yeah.
Got ya.
And when it reappeared, people were
we're
half
fucked up.
fused in the
Yeah.
boat, and like an arm would be sticking out of the side of the metal.
But again,
somewhere.
is it not invisible?
Well, this is after they
Yeah.
took the invisibility
became
off of it.
revisible.
Okay,
Right.
got you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they
Also-
hit the invisible button
Yes.
and then it
Yeah.
appeared.
Exactly.
Also, I'm pretty sure this has all been debunked and is just fun to talk
Yeah.
about.
Well,
It's
I
also
want the
Long Island
fucking
legend.
facts.
Yeah,
God damn
exactly.
it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's all I got to talk about when it comes to. There's so much more, and we could always.
The Plum
come back.
Island stuff's really good.
Yeah, go
Yes.
for it.
What do you know
Give us-
about the Plum Island
I
stuff?
don't know really much about it.
I know that when my dad had a boat docked in Montauk, and he would go out towards Plum Island to fish sometimes, and if you get if he was like. Well, I never saw this, but he said if you get close enough to Plum Island, there's a bunch of dudes, like there's military guys standing there with guns. They don't want you to come close to the island.
Yeah, because it's government. Either
It's
way.
under Department of Homeland Security now. It was under Department of Agriculture. Homeland Security took it over after 9/11 because they were scared that because it was on Osama bin Laden's dossier. He had like plans for it, right? And they were like,
Jesus.
oh,
So why
shit.
would he have plans for something
We
that
have to
doesn't
protect
exist
this.
Well, it's a
anymore?
good strategic location for bombing New
Well, at the
York
time, it
City.
still existed. I
Yeah.
think, right?
Oh, they were still doing. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah. The crazy part about it is, so there's that whole Operation Paperclip thing where they brought the Nazi scientists over
Yeah.
to
You really
America.
do know this shit,
Well,
dude.
a lot of people know. A lot of people know
fact. Yeah,
Operation
that's
Paperclip
fact.
because
Got
that's
it.
when we
Yeah,
got
that's a
German
real thing.
scientists.
This is not even
They
dipping
spread 'em
too
out.
much into conspiracy. This
Got
is
it.
kind of like
That's
this
really
is,
known.
Yeah, this is what happened. I think, or what I read on Twitter. But
Shout out to Elon Musk.
So what'd they do? Nick?
you ever hear about you ever hear the whole thing about Yaphank being like a
Yeah.
Nazi society?
Yeah.
That was because
Patchogue
we put some of them
too.
there.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
where we were keeping-
Yaphank is a Nazi society.
Yeah,
just
right.
for the
Long
record.
Island is.
That's not a conspiracy.
What it was they one of the guys ended up becoming a director, head of research over there at Plum Island. They were researching putting poison in ticks and dropping them out of planes and stuff like that.
Fuckers.
And so across from Plum Island
Peculiar.
in Connecticut is a town called Old Lyme, and
Lyme's
Old
disease.
Lyme is where Lyme's disease was discovered. Just north
How
of
convenient.
just north of
Motherfuckers.
Plum Island.
I knew
Nick,
those fucking
explain
Connecticutites.
Operation Paperclip a little better. What happened? What'd they do?
All I know is that they brought Nazis over to come do research here.
They spread them out though.
They brought Nazi scientists
US
over
got
to
some
work
that-
for us.
I think one of them became the head of NASA. or
yes, and
something
he
like
has a
that.
scar on his face.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Von
know.
Braun.
Von Braun, right? And he was
Yep.
working at Grumman. He's got Long Island roots too. He was working at Grumman
Come on, bro. I'm not totally an idiot.
Yeah.
Scarface.
Pretty much.
Frank's just saying things now. All right,
Cocaine.
That's for you.
That was good
Do you
stuff.
want to sniff this?
All right, thanks.
How much more shit could I put on my face right now?
All right, so
All
what's
right,
going on?
we're gonna move on.
Frank's got something to talk
Yeah,
about.
Speaking of
we're
putting shit on your face.
right. Speaking of putting shit all over your face, we're all so fucking old, and none of us are getting younger. Somebody at this table is a father on accident. The rest of us are.
Why did you say on accident?
I mean, it's
that
funny.
shit wasn't planned.
It
Well,
might have been.
He's
know.
the best accident then.
Yeah.
Shout out to my boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my question is, now that we're all approaching our 40s, I want you to really think about that. What are you guys doing to stay young, if anything? What kind of treatments are you using on your face, skin, hair? I want to know right now around the whole table, if you were to start balding, which we've talked about on this show, when is the point where you just shave it all off, or when do you go for the plugs? What decision are you making, and what's the process behind it?
Can I go first?
Please.
Okay.
What's the plugs?
Hair plugs.
Well, there's better things than that nowadays, but
Yeah, wigs.
look. No, if your hair, I'm
wife
going to
seen.
fix my hair if it starts balding.
What about if you go fully gray? Are you going to dye it?
I won't. My
So you're cool with
grandparents
gray.
were
Oh,
never
you
had
won't
gray.
go
Holmes
gray.
Holmes
Yeah,
is
I'm
gonna be young
actually-
forever.
I'm actually more interested on what you're doing right now.
You have to listen.
Hey,
First thing,
dumbass.
you have to moisturize your face every day.
I've never done
I
that.
do that twice a day. You have to use good moisturizer. You moisturize your face. It keeps you looking young.
Moisturize your face?
Yes,
With
dude.
what?
Moisturizer.
The
Semen.
fuck? Yeah, I'm gonna like what?
Semen.
Like water? Like you just put water on your
Step
face?
2
I
is
thought this was a pro products podcast.
no,
'cause I have a
it's
list
just
here.
just
I think the-
I
moisturize
want
your
to hear
face.
about the
I
products. I
think
want
that
to
all
hear
of
about it.
our millions
So-
of women listeners are gonna want to know your products and your
So
regimen.
time out. What else are you doing
That's
outside?
what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
You have to do for a male. You have to take testosterone replacement.
Okay.
Why is
Rogan.
that funny? You do.
I don't have to do that. I've
Not
never
right
done
now,
it.
but have you ever got tested for your levels?
I haven't been to a doctor since 1997.
Well, then you're probably low. But
Maybe.
you just
Damn,
moisturize.
he just called you fucking low test
Yeah,
to your
you're
face.
low T.
bitch.
Low T is a
Low
condition.
Low T,
Yeah.
What are you gonna do
motherfucker.
there?
Low
What are you gonna do there?
Tiny ass
Have you checked your
balls.
sperm count?
No, because I'm never having a child.
Got you, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
to
Holmes,
you.
you probably got
I'm
bitch ass
squirting,
sperm.
but I don't know if it.
Your
if,
boys don't swim, bro.
Yeah, they
Definitely
probably
not.
don't.
You killed them
they're
all a
dead
long
as hell.
time ago.
So you'll get hair plugs.
His sperm has
Yeah,
tremors.
probably. I'd
All
get a
right.
transplant.
Kevin, what about you? You're balding. Are you shaving
Yeah.
the whole thing or not?
Well, no. You start off with the small things, thickening shampoo, stuff like
Sure.
that, some oils to keep it from losing more. But it's inevitable. Eventually, I will when I start
Right,
looking
but will
crazy.
you rock the old man horseshoe?
No, I'm shaving.
So you'll go straight shave.
Yeah.
Old
the
man
horseshoe's
horseshoe.
cool.
The horseshoe's sick,
It's
dude.
so sick. I think it's
The horseshoe's
statement.
sick.
I may try it for a year. See
Dude, if I got the horseshoe, I would go mullet with it.
So
Ooh.
Kevin, let's say you go fully gray. You're embracing that.
yeah, I don't care about that.
Full embrace.
Yeah.
And what about your creams and things like that? What are you using?
Well, I use a face cleanser in the morning. At night, I moisturize after.
So you're on the moisturizing train too.
every like third day,
Wow.
I'll do a scrub,
All right.
and then here
Wow.
and there I'll do a mask.
A mask,
Yeah.
like
Just
the one
like
you're
the one
wearing.
you're wearing.
He's wearing
yeah.
one right now.
Yeah.
This is my weekly mask.
So how is wearing that mask going to affect your regimen? Like, are you going to have to do an extra cleansing session
I'm
with
gonna
that?
Definitely.
exfoliate tonight for sure.
All right, for me, as we continue to go around the table, for me, I don't do any of these things, and now I'm starting to think I'm an idiot. Let's put it this way.
Yeah.
If I lost my hair, I'd let it go. I'd rock the horseshoe. Whatever's coming in is fine by me. I don't give a shit.
It's coming,
I'm
Frank,
ready
so
for gray.
get ready.
Yeah, I mean, I showed my hair on camera the
It's
other
nice
day. My
right now.
shit's luxurious.
You're better
but-
than you got more hair than me.
yeah, my shit's still perfect. But in terms of face stuff, I put on aftershave sometimes because
Why?
I get a little bit of a burn.
Oh,
that
not
dries
just
your
for
face
fun.
No, after I shave.
But that's because you really shave, though, right?
Yeah,
like you
I-
use
I
you go
go
to skin, right?
I go clean
Like
shave.
I haven't
Has
used
to.
a razor in 10
Yeah.
years.
Same.
But that's the closest thing I do to face care is aftershave. But
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
I'm starting to get nervous
You're
about
very
it.
behind the 8 ball.
Right, I'm
Yeah.
worried about
Yeah.
that. Nick
I mean-
Muse, what about you?
Well, like if I'm bald,
And
know
what
what?
do you use?
scalp massages, dude.
Like
Scalp
You gotta stimulate, man.
like the little head massager thing.
Stimulating hair follicles
pay
helps
someone.
grow hair.
Okay, got you.
Pay your sister.
Well, would you go full gray?
I already am, dude.
You're getting gray. Oh yeah,
my
you
boy.
got
I've
it.
been making it look good for a while.
No, that looks good on you.
I'm
though.
paving the way for it.
You got
so-
another
he looks
5
good,
years.
All right, so eventually when the stimulation stops working, are you going to just let it go? Are you going to
Let it go or shave. Like, so horseshoe or shave it? Is that the option?
or wig?
This
Or
is your
wig.
world.
Or
man.
wig. Yeah.
It's your world. You tell me.
Y'all
You're
just
gonna.
live in it.
I'm coming out of left field with my thing. So
Damn.
get
I don't
ready.
know if I could do horseshoe, man. It's got to all go. It's got to all go. You can't.
Try it for a year, dude.
Yeah, you got to give an
I don't want
experimental
to George
phase.
Costanza.
All right, well, Johnny, you are starting to make
A
it
little
happen.
bit. I'm thinning out in the front for sure because I wear these stupid hats and shit. And my I think my big plan. I don't know if you guys have seen this on the internet, but there's these really cool. They're like it's like it's like a hairpiece that they put on at like a barber shop for you.
Yes.
They shave it your whole top of your head like a horseshoe, and then they glue your
That would be
head.
sick,
And then
dude.
they put a whole thing on your head. And you just gotta wear that for probably lasts like 3 weeks. I don't know.
You're gonna do that? You're gonna
No.
do that?
You're gonna,
Not
he's
really.
gonna get a rug.
No, honestly, so far,
What if you get like an itch and you can't?
I know you're
Oh,
fucking
dude,
right.
that sucks.
What if it
I
when,
would
when
assume
it starts
glue gets itchy.
like what if the front is the first part that
Starts
starts
lifting?
like lifting? You're fucked,
Dude,
dude.
So
catch the
are
wind
you
wrong.
on the train these guys are on with the moisturizing? Because maybe I need to start that.
I'll tell you dead honestly, I don't do anything besides like I go in the shower and I use body wash.
Yeah,
And I
sure.
try to use like a shampoo and conditioner that's not from the dollar store.
I have switched
And
to
that's
the
about it.
charcoal soap, which there is a noticeable difference.
I'm gonna bring this back a little full circle.
I definitely
here.
need some. I need to do something about my. It's not crazy right now, but I'm at that point where it's like, I should. If I do
decision
something,
time.
Yeah, it's decision
You
time.
gotta stop washing your hair with Axe body wash. Too old for that. Too old for that.
6 in 1. Shit.
What I was gonna say is
It even gets your dick hard.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, Kevin, go, and then
yeah,
we'll get
real
into
quick.
that because that's a part of this
So
too.
we're talking about the skincare shit you use and conspiracies. What if the skincare is causing your skin to get worse and you're applying it?
Yeah.
Or what if the skincare products was giving everybody cancer?
Yeah, I think that.
Me too.
Yeah, you never know. Anything
Anyway.
is
An
possible.
old friend of mine told
shit.
me Estee Lauder uses baby foreskins in their lotions.
I know someone that works
Another
there. I'll ask you.
conspiracy. So, all right. So, to end this segment, before I let this one go, the big one we got to talk about as we get older is what about when that dick stops working?
It'll never stop.
Well, Holmes is taking the testosterone because his shit don't work.
His shit's been not working.
It's directly
My shit works good, bro. My shit works perfect. Trust me.
Nah, it
and
doesn't.
the testosterone replacement definitely helps, but you have to like constantly just jerk off.
But there was a time period. There was a time period where
Constantly.
your nickname, one of your many nicknames, was Horny John, and you haven't been Horny John for mad long because your shit don't work,
This
bro.
is true. But
Since he's been a kid.
I think I just gave up.
Wait, you think he's not horny John anymore?
No, his shit don't work,
He would
bro.
engineer
Which
a
one of you
solution
guys
that-
want to fuck right now?
He's definitely horny John, but his dick is definitely. He doesn't have enough blood in his body anymore to fill it up.
He's had the code to this little room we use for the
Not
studio.
anymore.
Oh, God.
Well,
How many
he
times
had
have
it.
you beat off in
He
here?
had it for a long time. You would think we would have heard a story about the side bitch coming in, but he's not Horny
No,
John
how many?
anymore.
He said he beats off constantly. So how many times?
You guys
have
are
beat off in the-
tattletales. I beat off 0, but I have had a girl here since
Oh.
we've had the studio open.
I'm sure Nicole will love to hear that. All right, I think that's the perfect spot to move on.
For sure.
We're going to get into a segment we've been waiting for since the
yeah.
inception of the show called Holmes's Corner.
Where inevitably Holmes
ruins the show.
creates
Where-
something that is gonna shock us.
Where inevitably
Who
Holmes
knows?
outs himself to his girlfriend on this show for cheating on her.
That already happened.
It just happened 1 second ago.
I can't remember. All right, so I finally have Holmes's Corner, and we're gonna play a little segment in the corner today called Dr. Holmes. Oh, that's the wrong one.
Dr. Holmes.
What is going on?
Off to a fucking bang at Holmes's corner here, folks.
Dingo, who said you can take that mask
I gave him
off?
permission. I
have permission, dude.
You kind of sound like Olmec from.
You do. Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Yeah, thanks.
I'm a doctor. I specialize in amputee surgeries.
That's the doctor voice?
Yes,
That's the doctor voice.
I am a doctor.
Who specializes in
Christ.
amputee surgeries?
Do you see this degree?
Yeah,
From Dowling.
it says
Let's go.
It's a doctorate degree.
It says 1.5 years, 1.5 years of earth science is what it says. You've got the same qualifications as a park ranger.
So we're going to be talking about...
The whole time in this voice?
Yes.
Is this what the segment is?
Yeah, the segment
It's
is him
basically
making
just-
a fucking voice.
Yeah, it's basically
No,
just.
it's not. We're going to be talking about... We're going to be talking about philias and phobias.
All right, bring it on.
All right.
Okay? You're
I'm
going to have to
feeling.
guess.
Yeah.
All right, are we using the buzzer to guess? What are we doing?
No,
this game
just
show?
talk.
No.
Holmes is way more commanding like this. Except when he says whoops.
Yeah,
in
say
that voice.
funnier things like that.
Whoops.
Your laughing is really funny in it, dude.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm really scared.
Philias.
Okay.
Okay, Holmes, I'm feeling you.
Philias. You guys ready?
We're
Yeah.
ready.
We want to play a game? Okay. Dendrophilia.
Fear of dandruff.
No.
Fear of wet. Wet.
Dro from the den.
No, but one of the other ones is going to be something like that.
Voice sucks.
Fear of the dentist.
So funny.
No.
Okay, we
Nick,
Nick.
do you have any suggestions?
What do you got?
Stop talking.
I got nothing, dude. I
Stop
don't know.
talking slow while you do it.
I'll give you a hint.
Fear of trees.
Fear of leaves. Fear of roots.
Fear
No,
of
I'm pretty sure philias is when you love something.
When you love trees.
Yes, I
there-
am a doctor.
Okay.
So,
All right, we were all on the wrong path there.
The problem was that Holmes was smarter than us.
Correct.
When you love
Smarter than a
trees
fifth grader.
or leaves,
Like
okay.
Molly Shannon.
Here's
in,
the next one. You want to play a game?
every time.
Can you do the little
Okay,
girl
so this
voice?
is
It's better.
for mycophilia. Is that it?
All right, so this
You
is
say it.
again.
Formicophilia. Do you have any ideas?
When you love hair. You just love hair.
No, but honestly, I forgot what this one's supposed to be.
So just know anyway.
Move on.
Wait, no,
do
you gotta
You
guess.
want to see a hint, Nick?
Yeah, give us a hint.
How do?
Now I remember. It's when you love insects or small animals.
I thought it was gonna be specifically mouths.
That's
Jesus
really cute,
fucking
though.
Christ.
That is a cute mouth.
It is a very cute moth.
You got to get one of those, Holmes.
I would love to. Next.
Coprophilia.
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 When you love police.
Yeah.
When you love touching women inappropriately when they didn't ask.
Copophile, yeah.
No. Dingo?
When you the love of copper.
Nope.
All right, hint. Nick?
Nick? Got nothing?
I got nothing, dude.
Nick stinks at this game.
It's when you love shit.
Okay.
Next.
All right.
Gendrophilia.
That's not what that says.
Geritino.
Gerontophilia.
That's when you love the Sunoco gas station.
Close.
Toronto.
You guys have any ideas?
Do we have any?
I'm so
one's-
uncomfortable, dude.
This one is
Right.
easy. Here's a hint.
Oh God.
When you
Love your grandparents?
Old people.
Kind of.
You love the
yes,
smell
Frank,
of old
you're
people.
right. When you love old people.
All right, is my prize that you switch that fucking voice to something else?
Do you really want me to?
Nah,
It
this
sounds terrible.
I think we should save the other ones for a different podcast.
It's really overwhelming.
There's like 900.
I think it's good.
Can you leave those old people up on the
I
screen?
think it's a bad idea.
I know this one. I know this
Mechanophilia.
one. This is
Okay,
Holmes.
Nick.
You love mechs.
Close. Yes.
You love machines.
Just say yes.
Oh, Johnny, you were the first one who got something right.
Let's go.
Just said Frank got something right.
But it is a picture of a mech.
Basically,
I feel like I won that.
Yeah,
and
right.
he's not giving it to me.
well, because basically you want to
mechs.
fuck a gear. Okay, so lithophilia.
Did you make the word art?
Yes,
It's very good.
you like it?
Loving lithium-based batteries.
Stop saying fear.
My bad.
Frank's
Okay.
been wrong every time because he keeps saying his fear.
Would you guys like a hint?
When you love Nirvana, the band.
Rocks, stones.
When you love rock and roll music.
When you want to fuck a fucking pebble. Next, I'm pretty sure we're on to phobias.
Thank
now.
God.
Let's go to the phobias.
Finally.
Let's go.
Phobias.
I can't believe you guys aren't enjoying Holmes' voice as
I'm
much
not.
as me.
Ablutophobia.
Why'd you say that in a Spanish accent?
Ablutophobia.
Not a Spanish accent.
Fear of Hispanic people.
No, that would be racist.
I have no idea.
No ideas? You say?
Oh my god.
Remember that? Hold on. You remember that scene in Home Alone 2 where he's got the fucking thing?
Yeah, that's
Talk back,
exactly.
and he's trying to
This
impersonate
is
his
way
father.
better than that thing.
Holmes
I
is
don't know. You're not
basically
Macaulay
Kevin
Culkin.
McAllister grown up.
Here's a hint. I have this actually. Dingo, you should know this.
Fear of shower.
Showerheads.
It's fear of bathing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do have
Oh
that.
yeah.
You are fucking
Holmes
gross.
is stinky.
Once
Who
a
would've guessed?
fucking week.
Chirophobia.
Yes.
Fear of having your back cracked.
No. Stop just
Fear of cold.
comparing it to some other word you might know.
What are you supposed to do?
Stop guessing and thinking.
Just
Stop
start
thinking.
knowing what they are.
I'm gonna go with fear of the spine.
Would you like a hint?
No,
Churros.
Fear of
Hands.
hands.
fear of getting fingered.
That hand is very weird.
Yeah, they're very long fingers. Okay.
I'm afraid of those hands.
All right,
On to the next. There's only a couple more, don't worry.
I'm worried.
Agro.
Agoraphobia.
I've heard this one, but I don't know what it is.
Johnny, I was going to say, you have this. You have this, and you mentioned it on multiple shows.
Is it a fear of leprechauns or leeches?
Nope.
That's the only thing I'm.
You have fears of this?
Well, I talked about the leprechaun. What is it?
You want a hint?
Hint me.
It's the fear of work.
Oh yeah, for sure. I do have that.
The
You're right.
fear of
Yeah.
work.
Why is
That's
that
a
your
good
That guy's
work
not
thing?
working.
Yeah, that guy
You just have a hot guy.
That's a hot.
What is his job?
Holmes had to
Stand around?
Picked out a hipster lumberjack.
He looks like he's a hard
He could have
worker.
picked like guys in a construction zone or in an
Anything
office
else, yeah.
setting.
Somebody
Picked a
doing
hot
something.
dude with an
He
axe.
googled hottest guy.
He is pretty hot. Nomophobia.
Fear of names.
None of us have this because we don't care.
Fear
we
of
should.
Nomo Garcia Parra, the baseball player.
Pretty close.
It's the fear of not having fear.
Oh, it's
no
about
more
having.
fear.
Yeah.
You're getting closer. But it's not a fear of not having fear.
It's fear of not being loved.
But it is a fear, Dingo.
A fear of what other people think.
Nope.
Fear of the word no.
It has to do with things you carry around in your pockets.
Fear of losing your wallet.
Close, but not the wallet part.
Your penis.
Weed.
No, in your fucking pocket, Frank.
My shit fits in my pocket all the time, dude.
You take your penis out of your pants and put it in your pocket.
No, it's just like sometimes you get a hole in your pocket. I can slide my shit in pretty easy.
got
In
a
your
penis
pocket.
pocket.
Okay, here's a hint.
Thank God.
Oh, gross.
Fear of technology.
Fear of losing your cell phone.
Yeah.
There's a word for that?
And that's it.
Wow.
Dr. Holmes segment is over.
Wow.
I knew somehow you were going to fit a sidekick into this
Yeah, because
slideshow.
I invented this fucking sidekick too.
Via Hip Top. Shout out to Sidekicks.
All right, Holmes is back. I don't know what happened
Holmes
with
just
that
came
doctor.
back.
That doctor's
Yeah.
an
Wow.
asshole.
Thanks for coming back, Holmes.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome back, dude. There was
Cool,
this
welcome
creep
back.
here.
I killed him.
A fucking voice-changing doctor.
What we can all celebrate after that game is that will be the last time that voice ever makes an appearance on that show.
What about this one?
can-
Oh,
You just did a little bit of a dip.
what about this one, Holmes?
All right. That's horrible. That's show over.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching the show. Nick, thank you for coming here.
Yeah.
Everybody, go follow us on Instagram at Poor Timing Podcast.
At podbean.com.
That's not a thing. Websites, poortimingpodcast.podbean.com. And please, the most important thing, email us questions, poortimingpodcast at gmail.com.
gmail.com.
Have a nice night, everybody. Goodbye.